Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Peace of Mind. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video because we're going to be talking about a movie that you haven't seen. And I know you haven't seen it. And if you tell me you've seen it, you're lying. I'm pretty sure of it. So one day, me and a couple of my buddies were trying to find something to watch. And we literally couldn't find anything. Nobody wanted to suggest anything. But then we stumbled upon something absolutely amazing. We turned it on as a joke, but it captivated us. It made us so locked in. It had action, comedy, romance, horror, superheroes, demons, music. It's a musical, road trip. Had everything. Genuinely everything. If you love a genre, it's in that movie. It's in this movie. And you may be asking, Keaton, what is this wonderful film that you're talking about here, man? And my answer to that is Brahmastra, Part 1, Shiva. I'm going to do that a lot in this video. Yeah, this movie is the most interesting movie that I probably have ever seen, and it really put me on to Bollywood movies. I've only seen 3 or 4, but it is because they're kind of hard to access if you don't really know how. I genuinely can't think of another movie that is like this movie. But Brahmastra, just a little bit of background, released on Disney Plus in 2022 and was the first Bollywood movie to do so. This movie had been worked on since 2014, and so it was a movie that had a lot of love and passion put in it, and you can really tell that. And that's the same for all the Bollywood movies that I've seen. People in the West don't usually think of Bollywood as peak cinema. New stuff that's happening today is peak. It's so good. If you actually sit down and watch this, you'll see the camera work, the CGI, the acting is just incredible. And that's true for most Bollywood movies that I've seen. Like I said, I've only seen 3 or 4. But the story of Brahmastra is just so good. Muy bien, si bon, however you want to say it. It's so good. I was so locked in. It was absolutely insane. Once there was a group of sages that meditated on top of the Himalayas, and they were granted the divine light, which is called the Brahmastra. Through this light, they were given the Astras. The Astras were powerful weapons that gave the user the powers of, say, the Agni Astra is the fire one, and they had they had different powers to each one. There's a water one, there's a fire one, there's an air one, there's one that give you powers of animals and stuff. So they're pretty powerful weapons. But then the Brahmastra became restless because deep within the Brahmastra, the most powerful Astra was being formed. This Astra could bring about creation and destruction, and the sages realized that they had to bring it under control. After a long struggle and many sacrifices, the Brahmastra was under control, and from the Brahmastra, the most powerful Astra emerged from the earth, the Brahmastra. And the Brahmanch passed down the Astras from generation to generation, and each generation protecting the Brahmastra up until modern times. And the Brahmastra is now split into 3 pieces because it together is too powerful, and they don't want anybody getting to it. But okay, that's the lore behind everything. Got it? Good. It'll be on the test. Then the movie moves ahead into modern times where we meet Shiva, a DJ with some of the dopest dance moves you've ever seen in your life.
नचेगा दीवाना वो देखेगा ज़माना हमारी बाटियाँ फिकर भुला के तू कमर हिला के और नच ले मेरे संग साथिया
See, I told you this wasn't musical now. Shiva also has a strange affinity for fire, and he doesn't get burned by it, which is interesting. Keep that in mind as well. At a festival that he is DJing at, Shiva has a strange vision of a scientist called Mohan Bhargav, and he is being attacked by a woman named Junun. She has red eyes, and she's scary, and the first time I watched this, I was a little bit scared of her. But during this vision, he's getting attacked. They break into his home, but Junun ends up killing Mohan and stealing a piece of the Brahmastra that he was guarding. Shiva wakes up from this vision and meets a woman named Isha, who is very clearly the love interest in this movie, just very clearly. And they have an instant connection. Shiva takes Isha to the orphanage where he grew up, and there he has more visions of another piece of Brahmastra and decides he needs to go to save the guy who is guarding it, whose name is Anish. And Isha decides to go with them, which she totally did not have to do. She literally just met the man. I'm just saying, like, if you meet someone and they say, I think I'm going crazy. I'm having visions of a man with the powers of a monkey and an evil red-eyed witch. I need to go save a man with the powers of a bull. Want to come with? Don't say yes. Don't go. Don't go with that man. Don't do it. Just please don't. But, you do you, Isha. You do you. But they get to Anish, and they warn him of Junoon, and he tells them some more stuff, more lore stuff about the Brahmastra and everything, the Brahmanch. He tells them to go to the Himalayas, where Stronghold is for the Brahmanch. So as they're going to the Himalayas, Junoon attacks. Junoon catches up to the crew, and Anish sacrifices himself as he has the Nandi Astra, or the Bull Astra, and to delay Junoon and her crew. But as I mentioned, Shiva and Isha go to the Brahmanch stronghold in the Himalayas and meet the leader of the stronghold, Guruji, who's the wielder of the Light Astra. Guruji reveals to Shiva that Shiva was born with the power of the Agni Astra, the Fire Astra, which explains why he has that affinity of fire where he doesn't get burned by it and stuff. But then in a really long training montage / music video, Shiva trains with his newfound power. It is then revealed to Shiva that his parents were part of the Brahmanch. His mom was Amrita, was the wielder of the Jal Astra, or the Water Astra, and his father Dev is the previous and the most powerful wielder of the Agni Astra. But he also learns that his father went rogue against the Brahmanch and disappeared just out of nowhere. 2 of the 3 Brahmastra pieces are with them at the stronghold. The other 2 are with Junoon, or the other one is with Junoon. So Junoon comes to the Brahmanch stronghold, and she wants to put those pieces back together because they can destroy the world. And she wants that for some reason. But she attacks, and a massive battle breaks out. And when I say massive, I mean freaking massive. Like if you've ever seen Avengers Endgame, it's that, but with way more death. Like, a ton of people die. Because there's all these Astra users at the stronghold of the Brahmanch, and everybody dies almost. It's just like Guruji, Isha, and Shiva there. Like, that's all who survive, which is insane. Shiva ends up stopping Junoon and her army because he goes into the full form of the Agni Astra, but not before the Brahmastra is complete. Shiva walks into the core of the Brahmastra hoping to prevent the destruction, and his power strengthened by love, no joke, by love, that's a plot point, because Isha touches his chest or whatever, and he feels the love, and he contains the destruction that would have been caused by the Brahmastra. And the movie ends in an end credit scene with Dave awakening from a state of dormancy, presumably because of the Brahmastra being put back together. It's setting up for a part 2, Dave. Man, this movie's good. If you haven't seen it, and I know you haven't, go watch it. Get some people together and watch it. It's just phenomenal. It's a fun watch. Something I've learned while researching this movie, in Bollywood, this movie is actually culturally important for Indian culture. This movie is based on Indian mythology, which is kind of in the background. It's bringing life to the mythology of India into the modern world. Growing up, you hear of, Greek, Norse, Roman, and you got Percy Jackson for that. We have all those mythologies. But I never really learned about Indian mythology, or specifically any Eastern mythology. And I'm sure that's true for a lot of people. But the Ashras are actually mythological objects in Indian culture, and they've been adapted for this movie. And I think that's really cool. Brahmastra is also a new chapter for Bollywood, doing sci-fi and superhero-esque movies, when usually they'll do slice of life, or they've done war movies in the past. It also brought Bollywood to the spotlight, being on Disney+. The Western world doesn't really get a lot of Bollywood stuff. So please, please, please go watch it. It's so good, and you'll have a good time. You won't regret it. In general, go watch Bollywood movies. They're great. Go watch RRR on on Netflix. A guy rides a tiger. It's pretty dope. But that'll be all for this video. Thanks for watching. This has been Peace of Mind, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.